Hi everybody, this is Senior Editor Kevin Van Ord standing in for reviewer Cameron Woolsey to tell you about Borderlands, the pre-sequel. It would be easy to brush Borderlands the pre-sequel aside as a rehash of what you've played before, and in all honesty, it actually doesn't change the four-player cooperative formula too drastically. However, pre-sequel still manages to breathe some life into the cold vacuum of space, and flying high in the low gravity of Elpis, Pandora's moon, brings a fresh take on combat and exploration. Sadly, the story and mission design don't always keep up. Borderlands, the pre-sequel, tells the tale of how Jack, a low-level Hyperion Corporation employee, became the face of terror known as Handsome Jack. But the story behind the villain isn't as interesting as the character himself. Jack shined in Borderlands 2. He was antagonizing, sarcastic, and possessed awe-inspiring evil. In pre-sequel, his personality quirks are treated as checklist items to be marked off one by one. Suffice it to say that some of the narrative threads attaching the game to its sequel are weaker than others, and the laughs aren't nearly as frequent. That's at least in part because old friends like Scooter and Tiny Tina have been supplanted by less interesting replacements, though the hilariously sadistic Nurse Nina is a terrific addition.
No city, son. Obey my commands.
Each of the 4 new playable Vault Hunters comes prepared with a powerful action skill. Athena, as the Gladiator, equips a shield that absorbs a finite amount of incoming damage before being hurled back in an explosion of kinetic energy. Wilhelm, the Enforcer, calls on 2 flying robotic allies named Wolf and Saint. Nisha, the Gunslinger, automatically targets enemies while earning boosts, but it's Claptrap, the Frag Trap, that has the most interesting action skill of them all. Claptrap scans the area with his Vault Hunter.exe program and chooses another Vault Hunter skill that best suits the situation. With a quick scan, Claptrap possesses the might of Salvador the Gunzerker, or tosses out a minion trap, a miniature version of himself. Minion traps bring humor to any firefight, and when all enemies are gone, Claptrap and his robotic minions sometimes tell each other lame knock-knock jokes. Without air to breathe, you must now use oxygen kits, or Oz kits, to provide a steady supply of oxygen. But Oz kits are not unlimited, and you must be vigilant lest you be left gasping for air. Oxygen isn't all too scarce, however. The lunar surface is dotted with oxygen geysers that can refill your air canister. The low gravity and new weapons also provide a welcome twist on the old Borderlands combat formula. Combat doesn't slow down with the loss of gravity. In fact, it only gets more exciting. Leaping high into the air allows you to slam back down to the ground in a powerful air stomp, which is a fantastic new way to injure multiple enemies at once. Traveling across the land can be done by foot, but it's more convenient to use one of pre-sequel's 2 new vehicles. Unfortunately, one of them, the Moon Buggy, is a disaster on 4 wheels. A slight bump in the road can send it reeling off course, and trying to control it via mouse and keyboard is nigh impossible. The Stingray, a 1-seated hovercraft, is a far more solid choice. Armed with cryo-rockets or a flat cannon, the Stingray is slow but versatile, and a joy to control. But of course, this wouldn't be a Borderlands game without awesome loot, and this is where the pre-sequel doesn't disappoint. From Maliwan to Jacobs, all of your favorite death-dealing brands have made the short jump to Pandora's moon. Whether you prefer getting up close with a thunderous shotgun or pick off enemies with a high-precision sniper rifle, you can bet that there's gear that will enhance your battle proficiency. Some of the side quests suffer from pacing issues. Side quests have you repeatedly going through the same areas multiple times, to the point that attempting to finish every quest is just tiresome. One level later in the game is nearly devoid of combat, but you're summoned there at least 4 times. These mostly empty missions make the game feel bloated with uninteresting content. Other issues are technical. It's remarkably easy to get stuck in walls or behind containers, and characters might clip into walls, making it difficult to activate or finish a quest. Another occasional irritation is when the game doesn't let you talk to quest givers in order to complete a mission, which requires everyone to quit and reload. Repetition and a lackluster story are its biggest shortcomings, but Elpis provides some gorgeous scenery, and the low-gravity environments bring an exciting new dynamic to exploration and combat. It never reaches the furthest edges of space, but Borderlands the pre-sequel still offers some of the best of what the series has to offer. Good loot, good laughs, and good times.